Oh, hang on, I need to click that. And that. All right, so for the soccer pose, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna need to pull out a bit. I'm gonna do as if he is kicking the ball, but sort of jumping. So leg out there. So the head's sort of going to be here. This is going to be the body. So the chest, the rib cage, the pelvis. And then leg. This is where we're going to do some foreshortening and do really big foot. So I'm just doing this lightly for now. Calf muscle. I'm just going to look up some reference. Oh, almost lost my iPad. Almost fell on the floor. New one. Soccer kick. Images. I'm just trying to find a photo of that kind of kick. Little kick before, but not after. Okay, yeah, I was just wondering about this leg, that's all. But I think I found reference. So this leg's going to sort of come down. So that leg's coming over. So we're going to come down behind. So it's going to be shorter and smaller, this leg. Because it's all about this one. And so the arms do. So because this leg's back, this leg should be forward. No, sorry, that leg's back, this one's forward, that one's forward. Yeah, this one's, that's, this one's forward, so that one's back. Yeah, so that's right. So this one should be sticking out a bit. Actually, these are going to be small because that's all, this is the size. This is the focus anyway, is this foot here, and then this leg. So these arms just sort of going to be back, both of them. Okay, and then this one's going to be bent over. This one goes sort of down that way. See how the arms are getting shorter and shorter? So that's the top part of the arm. That's the bottom part of the arm. So it's not half, it's less than half. And then the hand's really small. It's because they're getting further away. Like the opposite's happening here. See, my hand's huge, my shoulder's small. But if I put my arm back this way, oh, gotta get it in the camera. See how small my arm is? But like my shoulder could be huge, but then my hand is very small. Where this is, yeah, the normal size hand. It's because it's further away. Hang on a bit because the page is falling off the table. Okay. So, you know what? His foot should be flat. That's right, he's followed through. So we could do the ball sort of filling up this area. See that? So it's like he's just kicked the ball this way, like towards the camera. So we're going just underneath the camera like that. Just like speed lines. So speed lines, and those lines all point sort of towards the leg and the foot. Okay. So now we can start adding in a bit of detail. We've got all our roughed areas. So I'm just going to add in a jawline to this head and clean that up a little bit. And I'm going to angle the head down a bit. So the eye line I'm going to do is a curved line. So you put in the brows and the eyes like that. You can see those eyes. And then so the nose is going to be more than halfway between the eye line and the chin. And then the mouth up there. I'm just putting in simple lines, not huge detail. And do ears, they need to be up a little higher. And then excuse me. Then we can start sort of filling out the body. We might put in the sleeves and things first before we get too detailed on the body. So the sleeve, like that on the arm, and they have little V-necks sometimes around. So put in the collar of the shirt and have that continue over the other side for the other sleeve. So basically I'm just going to continue down body, but because his body's twisted on the side where he's scrunching up here, his shirt's going to be all creased up. And on the other opposite side, it's going to be sort of stretched out. This might even mean that his shirt's gaping on that side. Like that. So then you can do whatever kind of costume you want, uniform. I'm just going to do a little shield on the chest, on the side. Yeah, that could just be a little team mascot or something. Maybe a number on the sleeve. And do half a number because your sleeve sort of turned around. It's either a 3 or an 8.
If you're doing Ronaldo, it's gonna be a 7.
Okay. Well, make sure you do a 7 then. I'm just thickening up his eyebrows a bit and putting in his hairline. So if you want to change his hair, you can add that in as well. But I'll leave all that hair and design and stuff up to you. You can do whatever you want when it comes to that. So, excuse me, I'm going to continue on with this arm. So just going to see a little bit of the upper arm down to the elbow. And then the forearm is going to taper down to a very thin wrist. You don't want them to be very long because as everything gets further away, it's going to get shorter and shorter. That's how you make it look like it's foreshortened. So I even think what I've done there is a bit long. So I'm just going to rub it off a little bit. So I can draw in a hand. And again, the hand has to be very small. Too small for the arm. Like that, because it's all getting further away. I'll do that same thing on the other arm. Start with the sort of regular sized elbow area, smaller forearm down to wrist, and then I've already got a small hand roughed in there. I'm just going to trace over that and draw in some fingers. So there's those two arms. How are you going, Reese? Good? Yeah? Okay. Is everyone else going okay? Yeah. All right. So let me know when you're sort of done with those hands now, because I'm going to move on to the legs. I will just continue doing some shading in his hair while I wait for you guys to be ready. So remember, you don't have to do heaps and heaps of detail right now, because you can always come back later and add more detail. I'm just adding in shading and things now because I'm waiting. But normally I'd do that right at the end. Okay, I'm going to move down these thighs. I think I will change this foot too. I'm going to make it bend the other way. So the first thing I'm going to do on the bottom half is rub out this foot. Because most of the pictures I've seen, the toe is pointed. So I'm going to fix this up. This little leg, it's got to. So his thighs have to be the. I'm going to rub this out, do it again. Thighs have to be the same size at the pelvis. Because that's where they're both coming from. They're both at the same size at that point. So if I get this one in, and then I can picture this one is going to be that same distance there. But then this thigh is getting bigger for a big kneecap, and this one's going to get a small kneecap. Like that. So big knee, even bigger calf. And that's going to taper down to the ankle. Where we're going to have even bigger foot, and mine's now off the page. Yeah. Raise this up a bit. So actually all those lines I did on the soccer ball are now at the wrong angle. Rub those up too. Leave the ball where it is. But all those, everything's coming from this area. So all those lines need to sort of go back. To that. Sorry. Let's just keep lowering. Hang on. There we go. My camera keeps drooping. There we go. Yeah, you can see the whole thing. Okay, even this leg here, to make it less important, you could put it behind even more and do just a round for a calf, the calf muscle, and then just the foot. Because it's all about this leg swinging around. So you could draw the sock. On that leg. I'm just going to turn it around so I can draw a bit better. Sock, make it a little thicker than the leg. Put some, oh, we need to draw the shorts on too. He's got no pants on right now. Can't have that. So because this leg's coming forward, the pants you're going to see sort of the inside of them and curve around like that. But on this side, because it leg's back, it's going to curve the opposite way. So you're not going to see inside. Okay. Do a little more sort of shading and stuff around that knee area. You could draw on the soccer boot, the laces and stuff. Not going to see much on mine because it's going off the page. Okay. So this other leg, thigh and the knee. Now the calf part, and you probably want to split a bit of that so you can see some sock as well. Just going to darken that so you can tell which bit's which. And the shoe's so far away, you don't need to put much detail on it at all. I just give him a stripe down the side of his shorts. There you go. So with the ball too, you can sort of make the line a bit jaggedy because it's moving so fast. You could even like find what is it, a pentagon and hexagons, I think. So I think the black ones are pentagons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a pentagon. But you can make this sort of a bit sketchy and blurry on the edges. You don't have to do like definite lines like I did. And then just sort of shade that in. Smudge it with your finger. Maybe do another one. So it looks like the ball's traveling and spinning, and you can still tell it's a soccer ball. There you go. So that is a soccer guy kicking a ball. Let me see how you're going. Nice. That's really good, Ashal. Who are the Diamonds? I don't know who the Diamonds are. Is that an Australian team? No. Who are the Australian teams? Can't remember. Oh, not Opals? No, that's.
I made the diamonds up.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a team called the Diamonds. There's Opal, but I think that's netball. All right. You almost done, Lucas? No? Oh, cool. Yeah, good job. How about Reese? How's yours? He's busy. Okay. So that's half of our time gone. Oh, cool. I like those arms. Like, just do it. What if we did Raptor in a kawaii style? Make him cute and Japanesey. Trying to find some good pictures.
Can I probably do like a baby raptor?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Or like a pop vinyl with a big head. Or maybe we'll give him like big anime eyes. I'm just taking that. Can I take away that? Or are you still looking at it?
No, like
Are you done, Lucas? Yeah. You did show me yours, yeah. You're done. Okay. Over to Aaron, he's gone. All right. We're going to do Fortnite Raptor and make him a bit kawaii. So I'm just looking at some different pictures of him. Oh, why can't I get rid of this picture now? Oh, I've zoomed in. Go back.
I've already got raptor over here.
Have you? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to do one like that where his eyes are showing. Actually, maybe I will use that one I just had. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so this pencil sharp. We'll start with his head. I'm gonna go portrait so I can draw a bigger head. So I'm going to start with a big circle. Sharp. And sort of starting at the top, we're going to find that 3/4 line. And give him a small jaw. Like that. And notice the shape of that. See how sort of that's where the ear is going to be. And this is sort of curved, a small round chin. And then I've come up to an angle sort of opposite this one, opposite that angle. And then I've come up for the face. That's very important to get sort of that shape. Okay. Now I'm just going to rub out the bottom of the circle because it's just going to get confusing. Now I want to put his eyes lower so I can draw them bigger. So it's not quite where the circle was, it's a little higher than that. Oh, actually, that's not right. There. It's a little higher than where that bottom of the circle was. And I'm going to draw like anime girl eyes on him. So they're going to have They're going to be very big. Rounded like that. And the other one is going to be very squished. I might even rub out that side of the face just so I can put it in properly. Curve that around so the eye sticks out from the face a little bit. And we want him looking at us. So sort of needs to be, because his head's down, his eyes need to be up and then turn towards us a bit. So we could do the white part or the pupil like that. So this bit down here is going to be the white part. This is all color, and that one will be all color. And then we can draw a big pupil. So this is the black area of the eye. And this one, it's going to be, try and get it the same height. So I've used the line at the top here to get that eye lined up, and at the bottom to get that one lined up. It does get smaller over this side though, it's not completely straight. So we'll come back, we'll do some highlights and eyelashes and stuff on those eyes later. But we will add in, he's got, yeah, I can unplug this now. Okay, I'll bring my iPad over. So this is the picture I'm using. He's got these big, thick eyebrows. So I'm going to add those. But I'm not going to make them too thick because we want them to be cutesy. So I'm just going to sort of curve around his eye. But his eyebrows do have a definite break in them just here. It's like a little V. And then they can sort of taper back to a point. And then try and pick the same point where you started on this eye. Try and pick that on that eye, which is going to be roughly there. So that's where I'm going to do the little point. Then have his eyebrow travel back over to the side of the head. It could stick out from the head a little bit. Now he's got a balaclava on, or a ski mask, so it goes up over his nose and then down under his eyes. Then up the side of his eye, over the top of his eyebrow, and then it comes down a little bit in the middle. Then back up over the other eyebrow. So he's got this big sort of army headphones on with a little mic as well. Oh, can't zoom in anymore on that. Oh my God. Anyway, I'll get back to that once it loads again. And so I'm going to draw that in. I'm actually going to find another side-on shot that shows those a bit better. So we've got this one here. So it shows details on those headphones a bit better. So don't need his ear on there, but that's roughly where I'm going to draw them. So rub out a big area. And I'm going to draw on the base shape, which is almost like a B. See the B shape? That's going to come around, and that's going to come around that way. I'm not going to join them up because I just have to rub it out again. And then within that, there's the actual headphone section. And then that you can curve around and join up. Maybe it came down a bit too low there. And then you can imagine those on the other side, like what, how far they're going to stick out. You might see this bit, but mainly just that bit. So that's this bit, but I might add a little bit of this, the padding part of the headphone. There we go. Now somewhere around the middle, do a little circle there, because it's got a little arm, a little black arm that comes up and across. Rub out those bits. Up and across, and then back down the other side, so you're not going to see all of that. And that's the bit that then joins up to the top. So do it on that side, I'll do it on this side, which you're not really going to be able to tell what's going on there. So I'll just color it in so you can see it. This is the black area. Yeah, let me show you. So we got the white, the green, and the black. Okay, so this is the white, that's the green, and that's the black. On this one, this is the white, and under there, this is the green, and this bit going up and across is the black. Okay, so I'll show you again. Over the top of the head, the black bit spreads out, and it goes all the way over, but in the top, it's got another sponge, another white bit. So I'm going to draw in the whole thing as if it was just the black, and then I'll add the sponge on top. So I need to turn this around for my hand. So from the middle of the black bit, I'm going to draw it up like that. And middle of the black bit is on the other side. So you won't see this bit here, but I'll draw it in anyway. It's coming up over the top of his head. Doesn't have to be perfect because we are going to rub out the middle bit anyway. Okay, maybe about there. It's a bit too thick. So from about there, I'm going to cut it off and draw the white bit. So see that little square on the end? That's the end of the white bit, the padding end. So that's going to go over to roughly there, I think. So still got a little bit of the black on that side. And this is going to be higher than that first line we drew when we're drawing the black, because it's thicker. All right, and then I'm going to rub out that black line that we drew over the top of the head. I know there's a lot of drawing and rubbing out, but it's sort of how you find the right areas for things. And I'm going to do the bottom and sort of follow that along to where it touches the headline. And they sort of become one. But I can sort of bring that across to join up with the corner piece. Okay. How's everyone going? Good? Okay. Sounds good. All right, can I move on? You ready for the next step? We're going to do his microphone. So I'll show you again. Let the light out of the way. Okay, so it's coming down from the opposite side that we're drawing. So it's just a metal rod that bends. And then we've got like the mark on the end, which is like a cylinder, but it's larger on this end and smaller on that end. So I might just start with the mic. I'm going to draw a circle there for the mic, then have it come back a little bit. We'll zoom in a bit so you can see. Like that. So we've got a small end and then a large end. I'll rub out, don't need those lines on the head anymore. And then following that sort of straight line, I get one end of the mic and then I'll just go back to there. That's all we need to do. I'm going to draw that line all the way through, just a half line. So I'm going to do, I won't do his whole body, but I'm going to do like his neck because he's got this furry collar here, and his snow mask comes down a bit as well. So we'll get a bit of that in. So I'm not going to give him a huge, thick neck. Just going to give him a little neck like that. And you probably won't see the other side. But what I am going to do is, for the fuzzy bit, the fur collar, bring it around like that to a point, and then back up around his neck. And then do the other side. And then put in the end of his snow mask. Just make it rub around like that. You could even put a little zipper. Little zipper on the end there. Now that's meant to be fluffy in it. So they make it really jagged on this one. See how it's almost spiky. But if we want to look cuter, we can just make it fluffy. So you can make it sort of round and bumpy, different sizes. Okay. Some big ones, some small ones. Okay. Oh, I'm having such a this camera today. Doesn't want to stay up. All right. So that's pretty much it. But because he's got those ribs, what I mean by that is these lines in his balaclava or his snow mask. If that's the way you can show angles and things. So if we did one here, you'd sort of follow that line that we originally had like that. But then on his nose, you want to show that his nose is sticking out. So instead of just coming down, you want to like stick his nose out a bit and then come down. So if we do a few of those, try and keep them evenly spaced as well. So it's going to come down like that. That one's coming down there. That one's coming down there. It's going to add a little bit more detail to the picture. And then also you want to do them on the underside as well. Okay, has everyone got a felt tip pen that we can trace this with? Yes, no? Or what about a biro, like a regular pen? Anything you can trace it with that's not a pencil? What is that? This is a black pencil? A texter? Yeah, maybe use a texter, as long as it's not really thick. How big is your drawing, Michelle? Do you know? Like, will the texter be too thick? Oh no, text will be fine. Yours is nice and big. Okay. So if you can get a black texter, that'd be great.
The problem is my black texture is at school though.
Ah, it could just be any color really.
Okay.
That's good, Reese. Because I just want to put in some details like highlights and things.
Mr. Even, can I go get my textures?
Yeah, go get it. Go get them. I'll wait for you. Just be quick. Actually, before we do that too, what I'm going to do is on the eyes, I'm just going to add some lashes just to make them a little cuter. So I'm just going to add like an eyelid. Like that. So see what I did there to his eyes? Just started a bit lower. And I just thicken that up so he looks like he's got pretty eyelashes. Because that's what going to be colored in. But I do want to do, Michelle, you missed that. I just added a line here and thickened it up and then added eyelashes on the side. Because what I'm going to do now is draw in some circles here. Big circle there and a big circle there. And these are going to be the highlights. And on this side, I'm going to do sort of a rounded triangle. And then a smaller circle there. So these ones, we don't want any lines inside. So if you're going to trace these ones, don't trace it in the white area. Oh, they're in the white area. It's all color. That's okay. So you just trace around them. Trace around those three highlights we just drew. And then the inside circle, but don't cross over the highlights. Like that. So you don't want to have those lines on the inside. Because then you will, oh, have I got a, I do, hang on, there we go. You want to color in around those highlights. Doesn't matter if you go out of the lines and end up making those highlights a little smaller. They'll still be there and they'll still work. There we go. So that sort of look. So the eye looks shiny. And then I'm going to, I might thicken up the eye line underneath. So I did that just by drawing two lines close to each other and then coloring it in. It's nice and easy. I'm going to add a few little, 3 little eyelashes or 4 little eyelashes onto there as well. I'm just tracing around all those lines. And some of them I need to go over a couple of times just to make them a little bit darker or thicker. So to make them thicker, you don't trace over it a second time, you just trace just near it. So it's, and then color it in so it's slightly thicker. Going to use a bigger marker for this, because it's quicker to color. So if you're doing this with color, this is where you would color in the eye brown, but you could also do some shading like that. So you do it darker at the top, and then have it fade down. See that? It's like a gradient down. So I just pressed, all I did was press a little harder and did it closer together. And then as I came down, I pressed lighter and moved my hand quicker. So it came away and left more gaps and more white gaps in between. So make sure you don't trace over your construction lines. You only want to trace over the lines you want to keep. In the other eye too, you could add some more of those other highlights if you can fit them in. I might just do a small one there. Careful when you're rubbing out as well, because if you've just traced it when you rub out, it can smudge the ink. So sometimes you might have to wait for the ink to dry. Or just give it a blow on it or something. Or if your rub is very dirty with a lot of graphite on it, it could also smudge the ink. Depends on what kind of ink you're using. I think what I'm using right now, yeah, it's just a Sharpie. And the one I'm using for the thin lines is a micron. But any kind of art line or Sharpie, they're all good. So just do a bit at a time. There's no rush. Oh, we are actually out of time. But, yeah, you can just continue doing that. Smudge those little gradients. There you go, we've got a kawaii raptor. Oh. His eyes are huge, Reese. That's good. Peter, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
We're out of
Reese,
time.
can you put it on again?
Everyone, do you want to hold up your drawings so we can see no matter what stage you're at, just so we can see them?
Yeah, we can see your drawing.
That's cool, Reese. Lucas,
Oh,
how's
that's
yours?
very cool, Reese.
No, they're nice eyes, nice gradient there too.
Oh,
Good.
nice, Lucas.
Yeah.
Very good.
Aaron, is
Aaron?
yours? All we can do is see up his nose.
Asher?
Aaron's gone.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
cool. Yeah. So
So
remember
nice.
when you trace the these bits, you don't want to trace the line. You just want to trace the bumpy bits and rub out the line. You don't want to have double lines there. Well, that's really good. I think you all did really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You did very well. Can you take a photo to us and send it to Brilliant Kids?
Yeah, when you finished it,
Yeah.
I'm going to finish mine as well. I like this drawing. I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. This class got really good students.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to unmute everyone. So this is the last class of the term, and then we're going to be back in term 3. Okay.
More drawing.
More drawing. You can unmute and say goodbye to Mr. Evan.
I'm 7. Mr. Evan.
Bye. Thank you for
Bye.
drawing with me. You all did really well this time.
You did really well.
Yeah.
Very, very proud of you all.